Today we're going to be working with Google Sheets, and there are a lot of different things that you can do with Google Sheets. If you notice when I open it up, I have all these different cells and I have numbers. And so if I click in this cell, this is cell B1, and that sounds like Battleship. B1, hit! Or this would be C3, and that'd be a miss if we were playing Battleship. So you can use these. I can use this thing to keep track of data, so I can put in a bunch of names. I can put numbers and crunch numbers. But what we're going to do here is we are actually going to kind of do our first initial spreadsheet. What I want you to do is notice a few different things here. First off, I have column A, column B, column C, and every column is identical. If I want to make that larger, I can actually go ahead and put my mouse right between there. See, there's that double arrow. I click, hold, and I can drag that over, and I can make one cell larger. That's also true for going up and down here. So if I want to make cell 1 larger, I can go ahead and grab that and make it a little bit larger that way if I wanted to. Now if I wanted to make multiple cells the same size, what I could do is I can hold the shift key down, or I can do that with the control if I want specific cells. But say I want A through E, and I want them to all be about the same size. If you notice, it resized each of those cells to the same size there. I can also do that with this column as well. So first thing I want you to do, before we even go on there, if you notice I have my font here. So this is Arial. I can choose all the fonts like in normal Google Docs. I can change the size. I can also do bold, italics, strike through. I can also do color as well. And I also have a fill box, and I'll show you how to use that in just a little bit here. We also have this Sigma button right here, and this is your function button. We're going to be using that button a lot. And if you notice right over here, we have this little thing that's a dollar thing, and so we'll talk about that in a sec. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and put in the title Jobs. So you should have your sheets open with you. If you need to pause the video, you can do that as well. I want you to go ahead and center that. So again, I'm going to use this the centering tool, and then I'm also going to center it within the cell. And so if my cell were a lot larger, so if I had this larger, it would actually center it inside that cell there. Okay. My next column over is going to be wage. This is how much money that you make an hour or per job. Same thing, I'm going to go ahead and center this, and I also want to center it in the box there. My next one is going to be amount. Actually, we're going to call this amount, AMT /hours. So that's either how much you get paid for the amount or for the hours. I can go ahead and center that. And I can also use this to center it this way. And then finally I need a total column, T-O-T-A-L. Same thing, I'm going to go ahead and center that, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the middle there. Now, one of the cool things that you can do is every single time on each cell I had to format it exactly the same. Say I don't want to spend all that time doing that. I could actually click the 1 here, and now I can go ahead and say I want it back on the left, and it does it all at once. I can also do it to the right, or I can do it to the center. So that's just one thing to help speed up that whole process. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to actually change the fonts of each of these. So we're going to prettify it. Is that really a word? I don't know. But I can go ahead and change the font here if I want to. I always like the cherry cream soda one. And what I want to do is I actually want to give it a color. So here's my text color. Say I want that to be red. And then I want to give my fill color a box. And red and black always go good together. And so you're going to go ahead and do that to each of your other ones. So this is going to be blue, and orange would probably be good with blue. I'm going to actually select the font and change the font. And let's go down to cherry cream soda. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. So I'm going to choose the font color. And so let's do yellow, and let's do a blue box. And then finally on this one, I'm going to go ahead and choose, let's do green, and I guess we do yellow. Blah. All right. Now if you notice this, I would have to go in and format each of these. Again, I can click on the 1, and I can actually go ahead and format all those to the same font. So cherry cream soda, say I want all those to be bolded. Excellent. Okay. So here we go. This is the next thing I'd like you to do. In column 2. I want you to go ahead and write down a job someone your age may do. When I was your age, I used to mow the lawn. Okay? After I mow the lawn, what I want to do is I want to put in how much do I get paid. And this can either be by the job or by the hour. In this case, I want it to be $5. So I'm going to put the dollar symbol in, 5.00. And there we go. So I have my $5. Next, I have my amount in hours. So the amount would be if I got paid per job. So say I mowed the lawn once. So again, that could be the amount or the hours. Sorry, I had to pause there real quick. So in this case, say I mowed the lawn once here. Now in this column here, I want this to auto-calculate. I don't want to have to do the math crunching every single time. I could say, okay, this is going to be $5 and type it in manually. But say I change this to 5 times. And now I have to go back here and change this to $25. Okay? So to do that, I want to, and I'm going to actually bring in something over here, is... actually, I'll show it to you first. What I want to do is I want to hit equal on the keyboard. And what I want to do is I want to multiply this times this. So to do that, all I have to do is click here, that cell, and if you notice it highlights, and it actually puts it over here. I want to use the time symbol. The time symbol is Shift 8. Now if you notice, it looks like that little asterisk symbol. So this means I'm going to take this cell and I want to multiply it. Well, what do I want to multiply it by? I want to multiply it by this column right here. And now I can go ahead and hit enter on my keyboard. And if you notice, it puts it in there. But if I change this now, say for example I only did it twice, it changes my total. Say all of a sudden I got a raise, and now I got a raise for $6 an hour. And now it's going to change that stuff automatically. So it automatically keeps track of that stuff for you. Now there's a couple things we can do. I want all this, I know all this is going to be money, and I know all this is going to be money. So one of the things I can do is, so I don't have to type in, and I like to be as lazy as possible, if I want to, I can actually click this B, and this highlights this whole cell. And I can go right up here where there's a little dollar sign. This basically says, hey, everything in this column is going to be money. So I go ahead and click on that. I can go ahead and click on this one as well, and I'll go ahead and click money here. Now, another job that I might have done, or actually I did do, is I washed cars. And I got paid, let's say I got paid, and this time all I have to do is type in a number, say 7. When I scroll over, click over, it automatically kicks it into dollar amount because I already formatted that column. And let's say I washed 5 cars, and now in this column, again, you're going to hit equals. You're going to hit this button here. I'm going to do Shift 8, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit this button right here, and I hit enter. And again, that is my formula for that. So this is what I'd like you to do right now. I'd like you to go ahead and come up with a total of 10 jobs. Now you notice this first column is our jobs. We don't actually have any jobs. This is kind of our formatting here. So you'll have to go all the way to cell 11. So go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and give you some time. I'm going to pause this. Alright, so this is your chance to do that. What you'll probably want to do on this video right now is you're going to want to pause this video and do that. Write down 10 jobs that someone your age might do, might do. And then you're going to go ahead and unpause this once you're done with that. Alright, hopefully you have that done. And just a quick reminder, if when you are putting the calculations in, you hit the equal button, you click the cell, you hit the Shift 8 key, and then you click the cell again. So if I go back to my presentation here, what I've done is I have actually typed that in for each level there. Okay? And this is what yours should look like right now. Here we go. And I know you're like, oh, Mr. E, I don't want to have to do this, but you're going to have to do this. What I want you to do is, in this column right here, I want you to delete all those formulas that you typed in. You may be saying, Mr. E, why did you have me type all those in? Well, there's a shortcut. And of course, I told you earlier that I like to be lazy. I want to save as much time as I can. So here's the shortcut here. If I click on this cell, and I do have to put in my original formula, so I had equal B2 times C2. There's something unique about this box. Does anybody see what it is? Something that's kind of a little different and odd. Did you see it? It's right there. There's that little weird little dot here. I can actually grab that dot, and this is a fill command. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, hold, and fill down. Now that I've held and filled down, it automatically puts that formula in for the next column, so I don't have to do it. Now, in my sheet here, all I have to do now is I can actually change things around, and I can see that it all works there. Okay. Final thing here is I want to know how much I made here. Now, normally what you'd have to do is you'd have to go over and grab your calculator, and I don't know where my calculator is at. It's under accessories, isn't it? And there it is. So I can grab my calculator and add, okay, well, that's 12 plus 49 plus 30 plus 16 plus 6 plus 24 plus 20 plus 12 plus 9 plus 16. And that is a total of $194. But what happens if something changed? I'd have to go back and add all that up. That's where the magic of spreadsheets comes in here. So here's how you use that. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to go, and it doesn't matter where I put it, but I'm going to go ahead and write grand total. And so I want to actually find the grand total of this. So I'm going to click the cell below. This is where my formulas come in. And so here's this little sigma button, and I can click that, and I can do sum, average, count, max, min. I can go ahead and click on sum. And now I can click this first cell. I'm going to drag all the way down. And so I want to take the sum of all of these cells. I hit enter, and it's $194. Now, if things changed, my mom looked at that and said, you only swept the driveway for 1 hour, not 4 hours. So it actually automatically changes all that stuff. All right, after you're done, you are going to go ahead and turn this in. You do need to give this a name, and you can call it My Jobs. And you'll go ahead and submit this in to me. And so I'm looking to make sure that you have a completed form just like that.